I love strategy games, and while most of the top games with adult content are visual novels, it is nice to have a change of pace every once in a while. So if you enjoy this genre, these 12 games represent a ton of different flavors for you to enjoy. First up, we have Venus Blood Gaia International. So in full disclosure, this game is probably why this list is out now. The Kickstarter for this international version successfully completed last year and it just released on Just. Unfortunately, we don't have a Steam release yet, but I'm still hopeful. This is the third Venus Blood game that has been officially translated for non-Japanese audiences, and the two previous titles, Venus Blood Frontier and Venus Blood Hollow, are both currently available on Steam. All three titles are turn-based tactical strategy games, where the biggest gameplay difference between Gaia and the previous two are that Gaia now includes a dungeon building and defense mechanic. While all of the games delve into the corruption and tentacles flavors, Gaia is more focused on breeding and less focused on transformation. All three games are great for strategy fans, with Frontier and Gaia being the better experiences depending on your flavor preferences. Venus Blood Gaia is available for PC on Just, while Venus Blood Frontier and Venus Blood Hollow are available for PC on Just, Steam, and GOG. Our next title, Suzukuri Dungeon, Karen in the Mountain, is basically Dungeon Keeper and it is fantastic. The only problem is that currently the only place to buy an international copy is from Jorin, and I hate the DRM that they use. Fortunately, the publisher, Shirobune, has started releasing games on Steam, Kagra, Manga Gamer, and Just. Like, they just re-released Dona Dona Let's Do Bad Things Together, which is a fantastic RPG similar to Darkest Dungeon. So I am hopeful to see Karen in the Mountain more widely available in the future. Until then, Suzukuri Dungeon Karen in the Mountain is available for PC on Jorin. I love the Fire Emblem series, and our next title, Notoria Tactics Revolution, is basically an old-school Fire Emblem combined with an interesting optional NTR mechanic. In Fire Emblem, you are able to build bonds with the various characters by ending your turn next to them. If the MC's love interest is left alone beside the rival characters, you can expect different kinds of bonds to form. I think this adds an additional level of complexity in that you are not only competing to win each stage, but you are also competing with your supposed allies as well. Notoria Tactics Revolution is available for PC for free on itch.io and their Patreon. Next up we have an older title, Koihime Musou, a heart-throbbing maidenly romance of the Three Kingdoms. Originally released in 2007, the strategy game spawned its own anime, and if you're really a fan, there is even a mod for Total War Three Kingdoms on Steam, where you can play as all of the characters. As for the original, it is dated, but the story is good, and there is a ton of content to experience. Koihime Musou, a heart-throbbing maidenly romance of the Three Kingdoms, is available for PC on Manga Gamer. Next up we have Rant 9, the Helmanian Revolution. Every Rant game plays a little differently, and with Rant 9, this is a tactical strategy RPG. You still have all of the same mayhem of the previous games, but not the previous RPG format. This is not actually the first or best strategy game of the Rant series, but I'll talk about that in a sec. Rant 9, the Helmanian Revolution, is available for PC on Manga Gamer. Which leads me to Sengoku Rants. In 1983, Nobunaga no Yabo, Nobunaga's Ambition, was released in Japan for PC. Developer Koei has released almost 20 versions of this game since then, and it has been one of the major influences on all grand strategy video games. Sengoku Rants is Alisoft's take on the Warring States period, and while an older title, it came out in 2006, this is still a fantastic experience for fans of the strategy genre. But be aware, it can get difficult. Sengoku Rants is available for PC on GOG, Just, Kagra, and Manga Gamer. Another fantastic, more difficult title is Leanne of Legitimate Crown. So there are two mechanics at play here. The standard build up your armies and save the kingdom aspect, but you also have a king that you answer to who wants to take all of your female generals into his harem. So finding a way to save the day while saving your potential waifus is a serious challenge. Though, now that I think about it, many people who choose to play this will probably be rooting for the king. Either way, Leanne of Legitimate Crown is available for PC on DL Site. Next up we have Yusenki the World Conquest and Yusenki Gold, a new conquest. Think of this like Persona 4 and Persona 4 Gold. World Conquest is the standard and a new conquest is your bonus experience. Your goal is to conquer the world on a Risk-style map and, of course, add to your army of waifus along the way. This is one of those zany experiences similar to Rants, so try not to take anything too seriously. Yusenki the World Conquest and Yusenki Gold A New Conquest are both available for PC on Steam. And finally we have Subverse. I wasn't sure if I should add this to the list, but half of the game is tactical strategy, so it does make sense to me. I do vastly prefer the strategy part of the game as opposed to the bullet hell space combat, but I'm probably in the minority with that sentiment. Seriously, please just let me skip the space combat without having to fail 3 times first. Pretty please? Otherwise, Subverse has fantastic visuals, an entertaining storyline, and solid gameplay, especially on the boss levels. And we'll hopefully see a final release in 2024. Until then, there is still a ton of content to experience. Subverse is available for PC on Steam and GOG. There you have it. While this is definitely a more niche section of the adult game space, I think there is so much room for growth. Let me know which game you like the most, and if you think there is one that should have been on this list. This is also my first time including so many different platforms, so we'll just see how well that goes over with our overlords on YouTube and Patreon. So as long as I'm not banned, until next time, no shaming, just gaming. Thanks to all this month's support on Patreon. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you all.